drive. Where's the Memorex? Got our coffee. What's up, everybody? People have been checking up on me. So far, we're good. Can't be too careful, though. Can't be too careful. So, if you guys are looking at the title, you're probably like, what's going on? What's this right lane thing you speak of? What is this right lane you speak of? It is 34 degrees right now. Gotta look. Got our coffee made. I need to get one of them coffee pots like Roscoe has. Have it in the thermos style coffee mug. Giltner is still next to me, those of you who noticed. No. And oh, you guys are like, what the heck? What the heck? Are we buffering? Big Tex, are you feeling better? Ralph, are you feeling better? I hope. Right, you like that? Yeah. I thought that if we're gonna have to start wearing masks, this will probably be easier to contain. So, and to be honest with you, I kind of like it. It was kind of a pain in the butt, but I kind of like it. So let's do some shout outs. Big Tex, hope you're feeling better. Light Bright, Mike Miller, Ralph Floto, hope you're feeling better. GNC Family Trucking, Jason Perry, Don Schonger, good morning. Chasing America, what's up? Light Bright, Overtaxed Minnesota, Marty and his hashtag KW, TC Boggs, Block, yep. Something, good morning. Pale Rider TV, Jason Perry, I think I already said hey. And I drove for them until I lost a couple of toes, says Mike. I'm going to the lake today with the new girlfriend, gonna barbecue some steaks. That sounds like a good plan. This is not a good day to be off here in good old Springfield, Mo. Get in there, Big Steve. Good deal, man. Good deal. You zip ties for the beard. That would have been easier. Slow Ride, thank you for the $2. Trucker Nene, good morning. So I took my temperature this morning and we're still good there. It seemed like last night I was feeling more congested. I'm not as feeling that as much now, so I said as much too many times. So I'm thinking it's just allergies, but I'm just being extremely careful because I'm the only outside connection to the family at home. And we don't want to expose them. My son has asthma, so Um, Trucker Table says, now it'll be easy to cut just above the top band. You know, that's funny you mentioned that. So, like, poor Daniel Adami. Everybody kept telling him to cut his hair, shave his beard. And, of course, you know, I get a lot of people telling me I should cut or shave or whatever. It's like, I didn't realize that truck drivers were so sensitive to making sure that people look the way that they wanted to. Because when I look around the trucker landscape, there's a lot of people that don't care about their appearance. And so it's just kind of interesting. But, oh well. No, my wife actually sent me a link to like this Viking beard style stuff. It's kind of cool. But now I can't braid to save my life, so. How many miles on your truck and how's she holding up? Slow ride, the truck is doing okay. Knock on wood. We're at 621, 622. There's a couple of issues that I'm kind of worried about. So we'll see how that goes. But I think it's just paranoia. Because the time that a truck will cost you the most money is between miles 400,000 and 800,000. Simply because that's when the real nickel and diamond begins. Because a lot of these trucks are made to go through the warranty. So the make carriers buy them, and after they're done with the warranty, then they shove them aside, and so why you don't find a whole lot of warranties that go past 400,000 or 500,000 miles. Now, with that being said, I noticed that that new truck sales, there are some dealerships out there offering 6 months no payments. You mentioned that. Imagine not having a payment for half a year. You know how much money you can stack. Need to go full yellow beard and weave in lit cigarettes. That sounds dangerous and costly and cancery. That sounds cancery. But you think I'm utilizing my time? No, I'm just kind of binge watching Netflix. And I told Roscoe live, but he did not reply. So Roscoe's dropped the ball. So I thought, you know, right lane. He wakes me up, and he tells me I should go live. So, about what time is it? 3 hours later, I decided to go live. Made some coffee, and yeah. So I noticed that a lot of people are putting on the social media about their masks. I'm glad that CalArc/Central Hauling is taking care of their drivers. And the CDC is telling you should start wearing masks. And Laredo is not the only municipal place that is saying you should probably wear a mask, and we'll find you if you don't. Contact your congressman to stop HR 5717, latest gun grab. A big text truck and 8,000 in injectors. It cost me at 650,000. That's what I worry about. Because Roscoe lasted to 800,000 miles. That in the EGR. Your two biggest expenses on the truck, or not biggest, but big expenses on the truck is injectors, EGR, turbo. Of course, everybody knows about the turbo. I've dealt with that, not in this truck, but my old truck. And you know, if things get too expensive with this truck before it's paid off, then, you know, it'll be time to reevaluate a few things. Love your Dallas Cowboys mask. Man, there's so many things I want to say, but I'm going to keep it to myself. What's average yearly repairs? I'm at 20 grand last year and 4,000 this year so far. So right, that's kind of high. I average somewhere. Well, I can tell you. Hold on. Hold on. By the way, this was developed by Truckin' Pro. If you wish to have 10% off, use my code SA10 at foglinesoftware.com. Yes, I do get compensated for that, but it is a product that I do use, and I had to pay full price for it. Actually, no, I didn't. I used Jeff's code. But so last year, in maintenance and repairs, my truck costs $12,213.01. So an average of 14 cents a mile. When you get in the 20 grand range, that's a problem. I will say that. When my Peterbilt got in the 20 grand range, it was time for it to go bye-bye. Because what happens is the more the cost, like let's say, like right now my truck payments are $1,585 a month, okay? And that comes out to, that comes out to $19,025 in a year, okay? So let's round that up to 20. So 20 plus 20, that's 40,000 a year. So if you take 40,000 divided by 12 months, you're paying $33.33 a month for that truck if you combine everything, right? Well, for that price, you can get a new truck that you have a lot more reliability. You can utilize the warranty, and you can make that thing go coast to coast without any worry. Now, some people might say, Roscoe says this a lot, that once you fix the turbo, you don't have to fix it again. Once you fix the EGR, you don't have to fix it again. You know, not for a while. The problem is if all these things happen at once, you could be paying upwards to $5 grand a month for a truck that's got 700, 800,000, 900,000 miles on it. Now, so if you went to a truck dealer and said, hey, here's a W9 that's 20 years old, that's, you know, got 1 million miles on it, you know, we're gonna sell it to you for 160 grand. Would you do that? No. So that's the line that I look at is what can you get a new truck for? Because if you get a used truck, just automatically tack on $1 grand a month. And here's why I say that. So bigrigceo, he put up a video talking about, even though it's under warranty, he still spent 14 grand for the year on his truck, on that the warranty didn't cover. And then a lot of people don't look at tires. Like if you add my tires, well, I didn't spend that much on tires last year. I've gotten really lucky with tires, but this year it's going to come up on me, right? Probably have to replace an axle soon, tire-wise. And there's one trailer tire that I keep following. Seems like it's either wearing funny or it's keeps getting nail put in. So, but so slow ride. what I did when my truck got to that point of yours, my Peterbilt, I went and traded it in. They gave me 15 for the truck. 5 of that went to pay it off, and then the other 10 went down for this truck. And I could have gotten into a new truck for another 10 of my resources. That's the other thing. If you're putting money down towards a truck, whether it be new or used, you don't want to tap yourself out, nor do you want to take out a secondary loan for that. That's my opinion. Now, you can do what you want, but with the hard times we got coming, you want to save as much as possible. If I can get in a new truck for the same price that I'm paying now, I would probably do it. And a lot of these dealerships that are offering 6 months no payments, it enables you to kind of be able to stack up that cash. So a strategy realistically is you can get another truck, stack as much money as you can for 6 months, and then get the truck refinanced. Use that money that you've stacked up for resources, whether it be for a down payment on the refinance or whatever. I know I'm not a financial expert. I have my own issues with finances as well. So, but to me, that's what decides whether I need to get a truck or not. And it's a little bit harder when you like the truck. In other words, like, I had no problem getting rid of the Peterbilt because there were a lot of issues that I didn't like about that truck, comfort wise and fuel economy wise, and handling wise. And I always wanted a 680. So now I'm in a 680. If I was to, if someone handed me a blank check and say, hey, get whatever truck you want, I'd be really hard to, it'd be really difficult for me to figure out what I would want. Do I like the 680? Yeah. But I also know what its limitations are that I've come across with the PACCAR motor. So, I was also impressed with Provost's Volvo, but that brings up another set of circumstances like weight and I don't live in the truck. I really don't. I mean, I'm living in it this weekend, but for the most part, I'm not out here weeks at a time. And then, James Best brings up a good point, W900, right? So what if you got a 900 or the hood truck that's not fuel efficient, or it's not the best business decision according to some people, but it's a truck that you really want? Well, the difference between a W9 and a 680 is the 680 is plastic. It's a fleet truck, regardless of how customized you get it, and it will lose value over time, whereas the W9, it will retain its value. It still depreciates, but it will retain its value over time. So if you take a 680 that's got 200,000 miles on it, it's going to sell for less than 100, whereas a W9 with 200,000 miles on it, you could probably still pay 6-digit number for that truck. Be an L86 Globetrotter or nothing. John, I will admit, that's a nice truck, man. I was really impressed with Provost's truck. But I do like how the 680 feels, and I don't know if I'm willing to buy the tassels and wear the sporty sweatpants if I'm driving a Volt. I'm not sure if I want to make that commitment yet. But I will admit, here's a great example. Here's 2 trucks. Here, let's do this here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let's see if my zoom works. Okay, that blue Peterbilt right there, that's been sitting there all week. And then that W9 right next to it, that's a nice W9. I could easily see that in front of my house. Not the Peterbilt, but the Kenworth. I'm not a hater of Peterbilt like James Best is, but I do think out of the two hooded trucks, I think the W9 is my favorite. Looks like a Western truck, like Western Territory. The blue truck says Ozark, Missouri on the side. I'm not sure what the W9 says. I like the stacks on the W9. They're tall and they're beefy and they're probably loud. But this program, my costs last year were $1.07 a mile. If you add my house stuff in, it was $1.23. So as long as I'm north of $1.23, I'm good. But I'm trying to get as much as I can. And then what's that equate to each day? It's about $250 a day, $225 a day for the days that I worked last year. But here's what Harold planned at one time. As much as I would like a W9 in front of my house, I probably wouldn't like how it handled. I probably wouldn't like the interior comforts. I probably wouldn't like the fact that some shippers you just couldn't get in. And, you know, they're more, to me, they're probably a better truck for specialty. Now, we've got a guy over here at Like Trucking with the W9, and I haven't seen it yet. No one sent me pictures, Robert. But I think it'd be cool, and it would be my last truck. It would be, okay, this is it. This is what's going to rot in the yard, and the grandkids will use it as a playground. You know, that'll be that truck. So, yeah, you gotta have the 86-inch sleeper. I agree with that. You gotta have the studio. And I can't justify going out and spending 180 grand for the W9 that I want. Now, there's two really good, nice W9s over there. Really nice. I mean, I think they're the smaller sleeper, but and how do I know about the sleeper? So the non-studio sleeper I've lived in for 2 years because I had 660 that had the same sleeper. You know, basically the T660 from the firewall back is the same truck, or from the dash back. Same dash cluster, same window, same narrow cab space, same sleeper. And now, if I did get a truck like that, I would have to become a minimalist, but I have too much stuff in that truck, as you can see up there. Now, I will say this. I met up with Yeti when he just bought his new Peterbilt. And I got in the truck and looked around. I was like, hey, I could probably make this work. But what Harold pointed out was when you go from a big hooded truck to a fleet truck, that's an easier adjustment than if you've never driven a hood truck and you go from a fleet truck to a hood truck. That's a little bit more, I don't know, learning curve, I guess. And, you know, but, you know, so I'd crash into stuff and probably look good doing it. So there's that, right? T660 with the 86-inch studio sleeper, best of both worlds. Yeah, I don't know. I was put in at 660 as a company driver, kicking and screaming from a Volvo, and I had to make a lot of adjustments on what I had in the truck, and they were not great training trucks. To have two people in a 660 was just a little bit too much. But luckily, Transland's training program wasn't that long. They would do basically 4 weeks with one trainer and then another 4 weeks with another trainer. So you had like two different perspectives. And there was only one trainee that I did the whole term in that 660. So, and he's an outstanding person, and he is now the safety director over at Doomytunestransport. So So yay for success on my trainings. And I believe I still got a couple over at Transland still. There was part of me that enjoyed training, but then there was another part of me that was like, I like my solitude. Get the hell out of my truck. I think if I ever had the team, it would be husband and wife. That's the only way to team, in my opinion. Because it's like the two people in this truck. You know, you're gonna have intimate moments. So you might as well do it with. You might as well have, you know, someone that, you know, you spend the rest of your life with in the truck. So stay safely out there and have safety miles from Finland, Northern Europe, says Samuel. Thank you. What's up, Mr. Snorri? We finally home. Weekend quarantine shopping. Good deal. How's the authority going, James? Well, I hope. James is loving the authority thing. He's loving it up. If you want to witness some bipolarism, you can see how positive James is in his yesterday's live feed, but you can also see, don't make him mad. He's like the Incredible Hulk. In fact, now that I think about it, the Incredible Hulk, was that maybe symbolism of Jekyll and Hyde, or symbolism of bipolar disorder? Is Jekyll and Hyde like symbolic for bipolar before they call bipolar? And I'm surprised there's not a troll account that's named James Best Missing Mudflap. So we should start nicknaming James Best Missing Mudflap. I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. James Best is missing more than just Mudflap. Just saying. Marty's in the chat. Why don't you trigger James Best right now? Home till Monday. Did you find your Monday load yet, James? I'm doing work that you should be doing. You should be the one going live, not me. No? Well, join the crowd. I don't have a Monday load booked either. I deliver a Neo show Monday, so I'll probably leave out here tomorrow and head over to Woolly World and see if I can't get some supplies. So a friend of mine called me last night and said that Walmart is implementing a 5-person per 1,000 square feet. So that will limit the number of people that can be in the store. So just be aware of that. If you go grocery shopping at Walmart, you might be looking at a line. That's what makes them fun to watch. Sergeant Ringo, if you want to talk about who the most honest person on YouTube is, it is James Best. Bar none. All these other YouTubers don't have a candle on honesty than they do the James Best. And because if you, it is exactly like his live feeds. Exactly. Except he could be more harsher on the phone. If you can believe that. James is solid gold YouTube funny, says John. Knob Creek live later. Dr. Banner did say that he's always angry. I can relate. Dennis, okay, I'm going to get Roscoe triggered. He's waiting for his check so he can yell. Olay, LOL. Good deal. We need some bear time to live best. Leaving soon to Denver out of Indy. Good deal, Quick Williams. Hope you got a good rate out of there. I got a 12 and the wife's going shopping. There you go. and by all means, James Best, when you decide you want to go live, just push me aside and say it's Steve. I would appreciate it if you get off your live feed because I'm going to go live, which everybody would. If James Best went live, if the notification comes across your screen right now, guys, be honest. How many would say, "See you, Snorler, I'm out of here"? How many would say that? How many would say that? Put me in the comments. You know, we're gonna do this Dean Cole style. Put me in the comments if you would leave James. You would leave my live feed to go to see James Best live feed if he went live right now. He'd like a box of chocolates. See? Yeah, even I would. I'd be like, "Oh, James is live. Have a nice day." Click the X, you know. I'd go skip his ads. Well, that's how you make him mad, Jason. That's how you make him mad. You know, and I got what, 43 people that's showing in here, and I can see that. I can see that number just like go from 43 to 5. I would leave because I know you would follow us over there, right? He's going to have to wait only because I know he'll be on for hours. Right, he's got to pace himself an hour. You know, and frankly, I've only got like 5 minutes of material, so, you know, yay me for creating some yield. Ranting does take a lot out of you. It really does. But you know what? You know, when I did that one rant earlier last couple of months ago, or what month ago, or whatever it was, I have to admit it felt pretty good to do that. And when I've had little tiny rants, I've felt it's very therapeutic. You know, James Best has always said that was his therapy, right? And I think that's why James Best is so popular. You know, we're going to be on James Legs for a minute. James Leg for a minute, right? Because he says a lot of stuff that we wish we could all say. He's not afraid to say it, right? He does have a little filter. Don't get me wrong. He has a little bit of a filter, a little bit. But I think it makes us feel good to see him rant because we're like, hell yeah, we agree with you 100%, you know, and he's not just griping about the normal, you know, people doing 30-minute breaks at fuel islands, you know, or the shipper receiver taking 4 hours on, like, he's not griping about that stuff. That's part of trucking. That's a fact of life. The sky is blue. People take breaks in the fuel island, and you know, stuff like that. Can't keep it all bottled in, right, Jesse? That's absolutely right. James speaks for the common trucker, right? Trucker Seals, what's up? And so hopefully he'll go live today because I need to be entertained, because, you know, there are productive things I could be doing, but, you know, that's the other good thing about James Best live feed. Okay, this is going to be a James Best live feed build up. Okay, let's say you're doing 34 in your truck and you need to clean house, right? You need to sweep the floor and vacuum the rug and make a bed and, you know, go over your numbers and stuff like that. You could turn on a James Best live feed, and it's good background noise for doing chores and stuff. It truly is. And I always get irritated when he goes live if I'm at home, because he could be live for 8 hours, and I can't justify in the house watching him for 8 hours. That's my wife's gonna be like, is something wrong with you, you bastard? Is there something wrong with you? But in the truck, it's easy to put on and accomplish things around the house, or around the truck, not the house. So that is the other beauty of his live feeds, and I think that's why his numbers are double of mine at any time. Like I'm lucky to get this many, right? And we all know that YouTubers like to judge other YouTubers by how many people in their live feeds. And so if I had to judge myself, I'm average to below average, which is, I hear that a lot. A lot. So, anyways, James, I've watched his numbers go from 20 at a time to 40 at a time to 100 at a time. But he'll peak at 100, but he'll consistently have between 75 and 100 at all times for the whole 8 hours. And that is an accomplishment that you can't ignore, right? Dennis, I heard a rumor that Marty is selling Roscoe's missing mud flap on eBay. Just shared. I appreciate it. When James Best ever became a ruler, you know that he'd be the guy with with his hand like that. Kiss my ring. Kiss my ring. Bow to me. He'd be like that weird dude in that movie 300. The guy that looks over the orgies and says, "Bow to me. That's all you have to do." He's got that deep voice. Bow to me. That's James Best. That's James Best in a former life. That's him. Hate to run, but I had an appointment to get the Harley inspected. Y'all be safe. Jesse, that's called a day on Harley. That's awesome. Have a good day. Is a trucker radio show better than any on XM? That's true. I tell you what, man, if I wasn't paying $5 a month for my Sirius XM, I probably wouldn't have it because I barely listen to it. It should have a ratio X-ray one. Well, see, that's why he's perfect for satellite, because satellite anything goes. I mean, anybody's heard Howard Stern, it's true. That's it. James Best is not the new version of Howard Stern, but he's the old school trucker version of Howard Stern. That's what he is. Listen to now, because when you hear him griping about his life, it seems like there's a severe lack of gratitude that he puts out publicly on the blessed life that he has. And that, after a while, that irritates me. That and the whole obsession in gay men is kind of weird to me. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but he could have like an artist or a movie star that, in an interview, and his interviews are awesome. His interviews are what hooked me to Howard Stern, because I was never exposed to Howard Stern because we didn't have his show here in Springfield. And so when I became a truck driver, naturally I bought a satellite radio, and they were playing nothing but his interviews on his channel because he was on vacation or whatever. And I thought, wow, these are really good interviews, and they still are. But every now and then, when he talks to a gay man, he's more interested in their lifestyle than, like, let's talk about this awesome movie. Let's talk about this awesome accomplishments. No, he's more obsessed in fine details of this person's love life, and it's like, I really don't want to hear that, So, but between that and the gratitude, every now and then I'll check if they've done an interview, and I do keep up with Richard Christie because Richard Christie is a friend of mine, and so and he's probably another most honest person on radio. What you see with Richard is 100% him. The dude is the luckiest man alive because he's getting paid to do the same stuff he'd be doing anyways. He's getting paid. So 100, Sergeant Ringo. 100 and 101. James S. loves gay men. With James has not been shy about that comment, and I've watched him buy sunglasses based off that fact. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but not my cup of tea. Dennis, he is. I had the pleasure of jamming with him one time, just off the cuff, because we were trying out a drummer. Me and the bass player, we were trying out a drummer, and we were waiting for him, and Richard was supplying the drum set. So we showed up like an hour early for this guy, and brought our amps, and Richard and I just jammed. It was freaking awesome. I tell you what, guys, as a musician, there is very few things that feel as good as in the pocket, in the zone with great musicians. There's nothing better than that, especially a good drummer. And in the last apnea drummer that we had, he was exceptional. He could have been the next Richard Christie, but things kind of faltered for him a little bit. But the drummer that my current band has now, which we haven't jammed in like over a year, but he's really good too, and he is a pleasure to hang out with and everything. But there's one of the biggest, Paul McCartney once said, one of the best luxuries you can have in life is to have a band. And short of getting nasty with people, as far as like doing the nasty, waka waka, kind of stuff, making music with people is one of the closest things you can do with a human being. John, there's a sunglass story that James Best has told. Basically, here's what happened. So we're all sitting here at GATS outside, and these two guys walk up to us. One is very flamboyant, wearing this weird tank top thing and white pants, and James absolutely freaked out on his sunglasses, to the point that, like, while he's talking to this guy, they were pedaling someplace that you could park for whatever. He was immediately on Amazon ordering these sunglasses. Jealousy is real. But yeah, so yeah, I got to jam with Richard, and we ended up trying out this drummer who was really good. He was actually pretty good. Richard even said this guy was good, and Richard's not, that's the thing. Richard is one of the best metal drummers out there, but he's not egotistical about it at all. Like you couldn't tell. It's like there's this transformation. He's kind of bipolar. It's like you're hanging out with him before a show. He's like, "Hey, Steve, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna go up and do our set, man. I'll talk to you afterwards." And then he gets on the drum. He ties his hair back when he had long hair, and then like it just becomes this beast, this intense beast with drumsticks. And then and it's just like he's in this zone, right? Just to watch him play, he's in this zone. And then the set's done, and he gets up. Hey, Steve, what'd you think of our set? Did we sound all right? I mean, that's how he is. It's fascinating to see him do that. And on Amazon, the company I work for got sanitizer from Granger. Maybe pass it on. I will do that. It's a that's how you're going to find some supplies. Look at the places where no one's taught to look. Like, for example, finding toilet paper at places like Staples, Office Depot, Home Depot. There's a lot of cleaning products that go to hardware stores. Heading to Granger. Jack Daniels is making a hand sanitizer now. Yeah, I haven't seen that in the market yet, though. You would think that there would be. I mean, I wonder how long that process takes. You know. Now, something to ask though, is the hand sanitizer gonna smell like Jack Daniels, or is Jack Daniels gonna start smelling like hand sanitizer? Think about that. Like 6 months from now, when Jack Daniels is making whiskey again, is it gonna have like a hand sanitizer tint to it? And how many people are going to be drinking Jack Daniels hand sanitizer? James West. Finally, Jack Daniels is making something consumable. Man, such a hater. Such a hater. Granger website says temporarily out of stock. See? Like, for example, I was able to buy like a bunch of these because that was all Walmart had left. And I'm using it sparingly. I also have, but I do have 3 bottles of rubbing alcohol, and that's by accident. It's not because I went to Walmart and like, oh, apocalypse, I need 3 bottles of rubbing alcohol. No, it was I buy one, for winter, because it's great to put in your washer fluid and it's great to clean things off with. And then I forgot that it happened. So it's a side box deep hidden somewhere. So I buy another one. And so I'll put up on the inside the cabinet. Well, it gets pushed back because I barely use it, right? And I go, oh man, it's winter time again. I need another bottle of rubbing alcohol. Next thing you know, I got 4 bottles of rubbing alcohol, and I might use it once a year, half a bottle. Because I don't know about you. Well, I know a lot of people ran through a lot of winter weather. I didn't really run through a whole lot of sub-zero temperatures where I needed it, so I've got an excess of it. You can make your own sanitizer with rubbing alcohol, aloe vera. I've heard that. Can you use like hand, like can I mix this with rubbing alcohol? It's kind of the same thing. That'd probably be gross. It's got aloe in it. Can I do that? I've not researched. Captain Lou, I knew Mr. James would have a smart alecky remark. And after I was talking nice about it earlier. No, you can't? Well, dang it. Sergeant Ringo's not sure. But anyway, so we talked about James Best for a while. We talked about Howard Stern. We talked about Richard Christie. And who else would we want to talk about? My wife says no, it has to be gel, she says. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably it's not very, what do they call it when it won't mix together like oil and water? You're just jealous, bigrigceo. We were talking about, the place that I had to deliver to this week that had confirmed cases. James. or Big Rig CEO, BRC, as we'll now call you. We also talked about how it seems like truck drivers as men are obsessed in how people are handling their hair and their beards and everything. It's kind of funny. I have braided before, Big Rig CEO, but it's only when when the wife's around. So, but I wanted to learn how to braid it back, because if we're gonna have to start wearing masks everywhere, this will be easier to handle. So I kind of like it. It's a pain in the ass, but I kind of like it. GNC. Hey Chuck, you've done a video in a while. I don't think I've seen you come across my feed in a while. You need the blue stuff for your storage receptacle. Were you going for a new look, or is it a functional reason? A little bit of both, Sergeant Ringo. You know, I have long hair too, and what I like about having long hair is that, you know, people say, well, hard to maintain. Well, no, it's not. All you got to do is tie it back, you know. And now a beard is a little bit harder to tie back, but it took me like 15 hours to learn how. But there's both, because if we have to start wearing masks, you know, it's you know this little mask with this poof, you know, it's really not effective. So, but I also kind of wanted to change looks a little bit. You know, people were saying, you know, Steve, it's hard to tell. It's easy to tell on your face how much weight you've lost, but as I've lost weight, I gained beard, so it's hard to see how skinnier my face is. But if you looked at my driver's license photo, you can tell quite a bit. I've had several people I check in, you know, you got to show them your license. They're like, lost some weight. Well, yeah, I have. I think Menards is counting everything in every box. Packing list was like a phone book. I bet. I've delivered Menards once. Oh, you're in Sullivan. That's where I've delivered to. And I can't remember how long it took. I don't think it was too bad. Of course, I had one product though. I used to do a lot of loads for Rick at Bankheiser, which is all the Lysols and disinfectants and stuff like that. And so you go to a grocery shipper with that, or receiver, and man, that is just sometimes 8-10 hour unloads. The more SKUs, the more long it takes. You can really tell, especially when you look at your old videos when you were at the pumpkin patch. Absolutely, Dennis. There was, like I said before, I was referring someone to my IRP video, and so I watched like a few minutes, but I'm like, wow, holy crap. So, yeah, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm going to toot my own horn. Texas is finding drivers who don't wear a mask, I think. Yeah, Laredo is. And I'm starting to see hints of other cities starting to do that. Because what they've discovered, again, I'll refer you to the Blue Collar Logic video I shared on Facebook about the masks. They're saying the spread has been way lower and way slower. Yes, got to put the bills in the mailbox, can't go in the building. Chickens. The hand sanitizer I made never really turned to gel, but that much alcohol will kill it. Says Southbound J. bigrigceo, enter to win a racing dash cam. Send the word dash cam to bigrigceo@gmail.com. Drawing will be due June 1st. Don't take this the wrong, but yes, you can tell you don't look like a pumpkin head anymore. I'm going to take that wrong, as you can see. If they supply one, I'll wear it, says TC Boggs. I saw a TikTok. Don't get excited. I'm not on TikTok, but people are sharing their TikToks to their Instagram. And I saw one on Instagram where somebody took a regular bandana, folded it a certain way, used two hair ties, and then you can make a mask out of it. And now the CDC has put a thing, on how to make them. I think my wife is making a couple. She might even bring me one if she gets it made this weekend. But Big Rig CEO, he's really good about the giveaways. And we were talking the other day, and he said, "What should I give away next?" And I said, "I don't know. Dash cam might be good because they're not too expensive, and that Rexine, he's got one. I bought one, and I love it. And I think that every driver, car, truck, motorcycle, everybody should have a dash cam." Vial of 151, overtax, man. I can tell you some 151 stories. That was what Knob Creek is to James Best. That was Bacardi 151 for me. 9 times out of 10, if the next morning I woke up after drinking 151, I was making apologies to somebody somewhere. Never went to jail over it though, but it was probably heading there. One thing Rona has made me realize is that we aren't as big as an industrialized nation as we once were. That's exactly true, Clyde. I quit drinking. Guys, here's the deal. So there's a local club that we used to play. 151 on hand for the bands that wanted to spew the fire, the fire breathers, and because that's what it's good for. The stuff is flammable as hell. And so I saw the bottle, and I ordered some after one of our gigs, and I never drank before we played, and he was like, "Steve, you're the only person that I actually trust with this stuff. We normally just keep this on hand for the flamethrower types." And I don't know if I took that as a compliment or if that was a problem. So but yeah, 151 will definitely create some drama in your life. Trust me. I can't remember last time I had 151. Now, Brown Derby, it's a local liquor store in this area that Bass Pro actually started out of. Their store brand is almost as potent as 151, almost, and it's like $6 a bottle. So, yeah. But I'm just a happy beer drinker now. That's it. Not today though. I got coffee. Just enter Big. Yep. There we go. Check it out. There's no strings attached. He just wants to build the channel up. That's all. And I think that one of the best ways to build your channel is bribery, right? So about I'm trying not to be as doom and gloom. I got criticized for being doomy and gloomy, so we're trying to be uplifting. And it's like it's easy to look at like the virus stuff as like, oh, okay, that's happening in New York City. I'm nowhere near there, and I think that everybody wearing masks in public is going to make it seem more real, and I think that's what the government is after, is they want you to feel like this is really a threat. And and well, let me give you an example. So when I was 17, they cut a mole off my arm. I don't know if the scar's still there or not. Look at that farmer's tan I got going on. They cut a mole that was skin cancer, right? Now, as a 17-year-old with absolutely no internet, so I was deprived. That's sarcasm, by the way. You hear the word cancer, you automatically think death, right? And I start at 17. To have those kind of thoughts, like I could possibly die from this, because again, not that it was life-threatening to me, but in my head it was, because when someone says you have cancer, it makes you go, holy crap. And you have moments in your life where you kind of, I don't know, like I'm sitting at the hospital with a heart monitor because I had chest pains. And it's those moments that you realize that time is really short, And this virus really is reminding us that life is short. What if something happens? You can't live your life in fear, but mortality, when you're reminded of it, is kind of a hard thing to deal with sometimes. This is almost a James Best length live feed. No, not even close. What did Travis say? The chef is in the building. Blessings, everyone. How's it going? That Master Chef trucking, Travis? That's the other thing. I'm kind of low on food. I've got meatballs left and some vegetables. That's all I got left. So we're definitely due for a Walmart trip. Hit up Walmart. Yeah. But OTJB, have you watched that YouTube broker's channel? Don't start, bigrigceo. Don't get them triggered. You're supposed to trigger him on his live feed, not mine. See? I'm in Springfield, Missouri there, Travis. No, You'll have to drop it on the steps. I'm self-quarantining myself. Top of the morning, TJ. I took my temperature this morning. It was 97, so we're still good. So I'm thinking it's just allergies, but we're being safe. Better safe than sorry. Because my wife already worked from home. Kids are already home because of school. And by the way, Missouri governor said, you know what? We're not doing county by county anymore. We now have a place in order for the whole state. Missouri was one of the last states to kind of fall in line, I guess. However you want to put it. I'm in Monmouth. How do you say that? Illinois. I'll be heading to celebrate my 33rd. Happy birthday. TJ says, digging the beard. I have a small gas grill. Oh, TJ, it works good. You know, that's a good idea. James Best says, I'm going to grab a small gas grill and hang out at a rest area. There's one friend of mine had, he lived in a small apartment, and he had this grill. It's about, I don't know, it's about the size of your Atlas, right? You know, wide. And it had a little tiny propane tank on it. And I think it'll fit in your side box. And, you know, when the weather's nice, instead of cooking stuff in your lunchbox cooker, you can just grill outside. Put that thing on the catwalk, and there you go. Unless you're idling, you don't want to do that. But, you know, rest area, you got the tables, right? Kraft Foods in Springfield has another corona outbreak. Do tell, Mr. bigrigceo. That's why I'm self-quarantining myself, because, or if it's allergies or what, but I was having some pains that I did not agree with, and I delivered, you know where I delivered, so. I saw I'm out of coffee now. I saw on Facebook that these companies were throwing away milk at the farms because the plants that package the milk were not running because they were shut down. I just did a review for the new Pit Boss grill. It is now trucker approved. LOL. Cool. And the other thing was we got an extra neighbor that works at that plant, so, you know. The craft plant, by the way. What am I hauling? Some chemical from Korea that goes in dog food. In the sanitation department, who are responsible for cleaning and disinfecting the plant. Oh gosh. James, I will tell you this, man. Now, I've done this delivery multiple times, you know, at Kraft, and there was absolutely no difference on the inside when I was in there. Like the same bottle of hand sanitizer that was there 2 days ago was in, like, literally in the same spot. I don't know, I was really worried about it. Is that in the news, James? I doubt it, right? James, let's get the Knob Creek flown and spark up some cigars over the grill. That's what we need. We need a James Best grill time Knob Creek live feed. That's what needs to happen. Everybody put a thumbs up in the chat if you think that needs to happen. It needs to happen in the next 5 minutes because I'm tired of talking. Come on, everybody put a thumbs up in the comments. My elbow pop. There we go. Wife just said no, LOL. Oh, come on. There's a metal arc truck pulling a Transport America trailer. Interesting. You're not home yet, Snowlord? But we'll be grilling. I'm jealous. This is not grilling weather. It looks like February where I'm at. Look at all them thumbs up. Yeah, look, see? I will cut some 6-foot hot dog sticks. I wonder what chicken wings marinated in Knob Creek would taste like. Roscoe, are you willing to do that experiment? That's good. That's a good idea. But what would be marinated first? The James Best or the chicken wings? That's what I'm. Man, if I could have anything I want right now, it would be a steak. I try to have a good steak once a week and haven't been able to do that. Stat Brothers has got the Apple Market, Apple Barrel there in Harrisonville. And I ordered a medium rare steak. Carry. That was the last steak I had. I'm in Springfield. Not at home. I'll add $1.99 to that super chat also, says John. That's yelling. James Best makes a lot of money on super chats. I don't make squat. I have $2 thanks to Slow Ride. There you go. Lenny, that's very nice of you. That's very generous. That little animated thing is pretty cute too. 1 1/3 in the steaks is what we have. Yeah, I need to get a little gas grill. I need to add something else to the inside of this truck. Every now and then I'll buy a steak and I'll cook it in a lunchbox cooker, but but it's not the same. Thank you, Lenny. Thanks, Lenny. Thanks, John. John, you don't need to be giving me money. Lenny, what's up? Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Master Chef. I like that YouTube symbol. Tri-tip is my favorite cut of beef. I really don't have a favorite cut. Ribeye, New York, Kansas City, doesn't matter. I like it all. Hell, you can even make a cube steak worth it. So, but I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that super chat quite a bit. Thank you. Hey, you got me headed to keto. It's worth a lot more than that. You're also a real nice guy. I try to be, John. I can be an asshole sometimes. Trust me, there's a few people probably watching this that would agree to that. But I'm glad the keto thing is working for some people because I felt like it has saved my life and it's made this whole virus thing a little bit less scary. Because now the news is showing like personal stories of people that have passed away. They're talking to the spouses and all that. And take note of the similarities between all the people that they're profiling that have passed passed away. Take note of that. No, cube steak, not tube steak. Gosh. Cube. C-U-B-E. You guys are getting gnarly. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta use the restroom, and what time is it? 10:05. See if they got any hot breakfast stuff in there. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for the super chats. And guys, be safe out there. If you're gonna start wearing masks, make it fashionable. Make it your own. Make it personal. You know. And it's for the common good, right? So, anyways, see ya.